One technique you can use to get rid of unwanted parts of a picture, especially if you have a big area in the picture, such as a wall that you can pull from, is to copy and paste. So for example, I'm going to get rid of this window by selecting a large piece of this wall. And yes, I know I'm selecting part of the couch too, but I want to make sure I have enough space to work with. I'm going to do Control C on the keyboard and then a Control V to copy and paste just this section of wall. Then I'm going to, using the Move tool, move this part of the wall over to cover the window. I'm kind of looking at where I'm placing that. And I've covered Jack up. I'm going to put on a layer mask. And because I want to do this fairly gently, I'm going to change the flow of my brush to around like 20 something, 18, whatever. Want to make sure that I have black on. And my first order of business is getting that window, or sorry, that paint to blend in with the rest of the wall, which is why I only wanted a little bit of a flow so that it's there, but it's blended and feathered a little bit more. So now I'm going to go in and bring back the parts of the picture, such as the couch, back in. So in order to see where I'm going, I'm going to turn down the opacity on my new layer, so layer 1, so I can see exactly where I need to paint. And I just want to be able to see that, that edge a tiny bit. I'm going to zoom in with Control plus and slide over to this area. And I know that I can work a little more solidly, so I'm going to go ahead and move it up to about 92. Still making sure I'm on the mask, still making sure that I have black selected. And I'm going to go ahead and paint this back in. And as I get closer to the edges, I can also resize my brush so it's a little bit smaller, so a little more control over it. So using my bracket keys on the keyboard, get close to the edge. I can always clean this up later if I accidentally go too far. I don't think I've painted Jack yet. Get nice and close. And then I'll go back over to my opacity and bring it back in and see where I messed up. Oh, did not finish that yet. And I accidentally added a little bit of couch in there, but it kind of worked, so I'm actually going to leave that. And now if I'm starting to see, you can kind of see a little bit of the blinds peeking in there. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer, switch to white, make my brush a little bit smaller, and just get that out of the way just a little bit more. Cover those in. And using X on my keyboard, I'm going to switch back to black. So it's a little dark spot on the couch for some reason. Well, it might have been a couch on the other one. Yeah, it looks like that was couch on the other side. So clean that up and then click X again to switch it to white to get rid of those little white areas that my eye is going to key in on really easily. Oh, that's the problem. All right. So I could leave this as is. I'm going to check that in a second to see if I zoom out, that's going to be a problem. And if it's going to be a problem, I can always duplicate this layer and fix it a little bit more. Oops. That kind of works. Let's see. So that's not too obvious. But if I wanted to fix this, just so that you know how to do it again, I'm going to actually duplicate this layer, right click and duplicate layer, or I can do Control J on the keyboard. And it would just be a matter of moving some wall down to cover that area. So not a whole lot. Same thing I did before, lower the opacity, kind of see where I need to undo this. And I can be a bit more wild with it because I've already done a pretty good job cleaning. So X to make it black. Bigger brush. I know I'm just want to keep that section right there, so I can really big swaths of color just to undo all of that, and then I can totally focus on this area right here. So make smaller brush, zoom in a bunch. Where's that coming from? Is that from this one? Oh, that's from that one. I didn't clean that one up as well as I thought. Clean that real quick. All right, and then clean that up to get rid of it. So I'm just going back and forth with white and black to make sure that it's exactly the way I want it to look. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I could probably spend a little more time on it, but the idea is I had a window, now I don't have a window. And I would do File, Save As, save this as a JPEG, last name, underscore, first name, copy paste, and save it wherever you've been saving your files. And